What's up, G Crew? It's your boy Breathing, back here with another video. I've been gone for a while. A lot has happened, a lot has changed, and I just wanted to take the time out to record a video and tell you what happened over the past couple of months. As the title says, losing my mother. That is exactly what happened. It took me a while to actually come on here and record a video because a lot's been going on. I've been dealing with that, you know, being with my family, dealing with a lot of stuff that came with that, as you guys, I'm sure you will understand. And I did attempt to record this video one time before. I recorded everything and I got ready to edit it. And I really didn't like how it turned out, obviously, because I'm here again. But I wanted to not, you know, wait till the time was right to make the video tip top perfect. I always want to be authentic, and I just felt like I just wasn't ready. As you guys should understand. Well, I hope that you guys will understand. But yes, my mother passed away last month, July 12th. She passed away on the 12th. It was a long, drawn out month, the month of June. Like, it just happened so fast. Like, within 45 days from the time we found out she was sick to when we buried her. It was so quick. Before I got ready to do this video, I said to myself, I'm gonna tell them everything from start to finish. I'm gonna get into details of what happened and stuff. And actually, that's what I did in the first video. But I don't want to discuss my mother's medical history. I will say that she did have cancer and she had pneumonia, and that's what, you know, that's how she passed. But I'm not going to get into detail about how, you know, everything went down. Only close friends and family knows about that. And I do consider you guys close friends and family. It's just that, you know, I just don't want to, I don't want to put my mother's medical history out there like that. You know, I told you what happened, her illness, and that's about as far with it as I'm gonna go. I'm gonna just say how I'm doing right now. Right now, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Everything about me right now, and from the time when she passed, was an answered prayer. Someone is praying for me. Someone has been praying for me, intensely praying for me. Like, I'm so thankful. Like, there's been so many people who have invaded heaven on my behalf, on my family's behalf, for our strength. Because that's the only thing that has been keeping me moving forward throughout this time. You know, when you think about losing your mother, you know, a lot of thoughts come to mind. You think, oh, wow, I ain't gonna be worth nothing. Like, I know me and my sister and my brother, we will always joke about that to my mom. Like, oh, whenever we hear about someone else losing their mother, or parent at that, we will always say, ooh, child, I wouldn't be worth nothing if I lost you, Mom. Talking to my mother. Like, I wouldn't be worth anything. I probably wouldn't be able to eat, sleep, do nothing for myself. Well, it has been well over a month, and I'm still here, and I'm just beyond thankful and grateful for God fulfilling me and pushing me forward. Just remembering everything she told me to do. Which was live my life, do what makes me happy and no one else, to follow my dreams, My mother told me that she was proud of me. That was the big one. I have no regrets. I spent an abundance of time with my mother and my father. I was over my parents' house a lot on the weekends. There's a lot of videos on my channel where you can see that I shot over my parents' house. Well, you don't know, but a lot of them was shot over my parents' house because I was always over there. My mother was in one of my videos, and it was another video that I wanted to do with my mom. But we never got around to it because my mother, she's not really into the camera all like that, and that's okay because there's not a lot of people who are big on being on camera, and that is completely fine. It's cool. Like, a lot of people don't like being on stage in front of a crowd. I get it. Like, that was completely fine. But for the most part, I don't have any regrets. I was able to make her proud. She was able to see me go back to school and achieve my GED, and then turn around and go back to school to achieve my fitness certification. She's seen me change my life completely. My mother did not leave this earth witnessing me live my life in disarray like I did back in 2010, between the years of 2008 to 10. If you guys want to know about that, I can talk about that. I'm all for authenticity and transparency, so if you guys ever want to know about my journey and things that I went through, I will be so stoked to tell that story. In fact, I will tell that story. But my mother, she has no worries, and that's how I'm living in peace right now. I will say that the day that she passed, she waited for us. She waited for me, my sister, and my brother. She did. All I know is that I was at home on a Sunday afternoon. Today is a Sunday afternoon right now. What a coincidence, because she passed on a Sunday. It was a Sunday afternoon. I was in my kitchen meal prepping for the week, and I got the phone call from my father telling me that I need to get down to the hospital. It's almost that time. And of course, we all knew that it was coming. And pause right there. I gotta say that I'm grateful that we knew that it was coming. My mother, it wasn't a tragic death, like an accident where it just happened like that. Like, we have 45 days of knowing that this could happen, this might not happen, because a lot of us was hopeful, because my family is a family of faith. We may have issues, but we do know how to go before the Lord. We will do that. We know how, you know. So we did have hope. We did have faith. And but it wasn't a tragic thing like boom, it just happened, you know. So excuse my neighbor's children outside playing. I don't mind them at all. Those are my neighbor has the most beautiful, awesome kids in the world. I don't care about them playing. They're awesome. I let kids be kids. I ain't even worried about that. Two of the most beautiful, intelligent, respectful kids I've ever met, and she knows exactly who I am. Hey, girl. But we had a chance to talk to her, spend time with her. We took a trip. I mean, even though it was a trip to Zion, Illinois, to take her to the Cancer Treatment Center of America, it still was a trip if you think about it. We traveled with her one more time. Yeah. So we all had an opportunity. We had time to see it happening. So of course that day, back to what I was originally saying, we were already prepared. So when we got there, she waited for us because she passed away right in front of my sister. Because, you know, according to this pandemic, this wonderful and this wonderful normal that we are in, oh, it's so great. we can't go all in the hospital at once. So we all had to take turns going up there to her. I went first, then my aunt went next, because my sister and brother, they just wasn't ready. When I came back down and I told them what was happening, they broke down. They wasn't ready. They just couldn't go up. So my aunt went up, and then when my aunt came down, my sister and brother, they both went up at the same time, because at that point the nurse said that her pulse was dropping. So by the time my sister and brother got up there, she passed away right in front of them. So when I think about that it does get me emotional, and not because, you know, her leaving, but just because she was an incredible woman and she loved us so much. And she waited for us. It was like, oh my God. It was like she knew that this was getting ready to happen. And she said, Lord, I know that it's my time. I gotta come with you, and I'm ready. But let me see my kids one last time. Even though she wasn't responsive, they had sedated her the night before because she had a rough night. She was in pain. She didn't respond. I believe that my mother heard me when I was talking to her. Even though she wasn't responding, she heard me tell her that I loved her, that I was going to miss her, and that I was going to make her proud. She heard me say that to her. She did. Ma, I know you heard me. You didn't have to respond back, because I felt like I saw her look up at me, and her eyes was closed, but I think I saw her eyes crack open a little bit, like she wanted to respond. But her being sedated, heavy sedation, she couldn't respond. But she heard me. I know she did. And yeah. And she passed away right in front of my sister. And my brother, I believe. So, yeah. So, yeah. One thing that I've learned throughout this time, I've learned a whole bunch of things, but one thing in particular I have to speak on that I learned in this time, and I feel like it's one of the most important things, is that I am a man of faith, so I know I will see her again. You can pick that apart any way that you want to, but if you truly know what that means, all of my believers understand that just because I'm a man of faith, and just because she was a woman of faith, that she's in a place that I'm going to see her again. Another thing that gave me peace was after she passed and we eventually went back to the house. One thing about hospice and hospitals, when they do treatments for you at home, and of course that's what my mother was doing. She chose to do hospice at home because of this wonderful normal that we're in. Her being in the actual hospice center, she would have been in there by herself and we wouldn't have been able to get in there to her. So she was able to do her hospice at home. And when they find out that the patient passes away, they don't play no games. They hurry up and get to the house and get their stuff. So when they came and got her bed, and my mother, she was on oxygen, and she had like 2 home machines that you plug into the wall from when she's at home, and she had tanks from when she was on the go. She had like 10 of them, and she was on a whole bunch of a plethora of medication. Oh my gosh, she was on so many pills. So after she passed away, what gave me peace was when we were packing up all of those pills, and we were packing up the air tanks, giving them to the hospital when they came to pick them up. As I was lugging all that stuff out of there, pumping and sweating, that's what gave me peace, knowing that this isn't living. Like, who would want to live like that? You understand? Like, that's ridiculous. So I was like, she does not have to do that anymore. Peace came over my soul. That night, because we were everybody was over. Family, friends, everybody came through. I fell asleep on her side of the bed. I just wanted to be in her presence. Like, when everything was going on, I went upstairs to my parents' room and I laid on her side of the bed. I just wanted to lay there for a little bit. Next thing you know, my father waking me up at 2 o'clock in the morning. And I ended up going home, but then I later on found out that my father, he actually let me stay there a little longer because he had went up there and noticed me there. So, yeah. I'm gonna miss my mother, but she's always with me. There's a lot of times when I talk to her all the time. There's a lot of times when I see something or I run across something, I'll be like, "Ooh, Mom, did you see that?" Or, "Mom, I know you would hate that." Like, or whatever the case. Or when I achieve something, like, "Mom, I know you proud." Like, "Ooh, Mom, ooh, that person was fine, Mom." Or, I keep it real. Like, "Ooh, Mom, that person was fine." You know, all kind of stuff when I think about my mother. Yeah. My mother always put others before herself. Again, I say, she always put others before herself. She was she cared so much for everybody else. If you knew my mother, if you knew Robin, she loved to do for other people. She loved to give. That was one thing that I got from my mother, is that I would do anything for anybody. You understand? That's how I am. And I loved it. It's like, I compete to get to a position where I can give and do things for people. Like, I love blessing people. That's what my mother did. That's where I got that from. So when it came time for me to feed the homeless shelter, when I started Operation Gary, that's another thing I can talk to you guys about in another video. When I started Operation Gary, which was a nonprofit where I fed the homeless shelter, every week, my mother jumped right on board with that. She worked so hard. Cause I mean, me and her, that was one thing that we bonded over. We enjoyed that. We were so full from that. That's where I got that from. And I will never change that. That will always be who I am. I love to do for people. I'm not a fool. I'm not gonna let nobody. And she wasn't no fool either. She ain't gonna. You're not just gonna screw me over. I ain't no fool. But if I can truly, genuinely see that you need something, she would do that, and that's the same thing that I would do. That's why I really don't listen to people who place judgments or preconceived notions on my character, because you don't understand that I will clothe you and I will feed the hell out of you right now if you needed it. So you don't know me. I crack up at that. But the end, that's something, that's another one. But yeah, Mom, I love you so much. I love my mother so much. You know what? I'm going to tell you one thing out of the many things that my mother has done for me. Billions of things. My mother always put me and my brother and sister and my father first, and them grandkids. Oh my God. She always put them first. But it was one special thing that I remember that my mother did for me, and I would never forget. And to this day, I remember it. Back in 2005. A lot of people that I know have heard this story before. But back in 2005, Destiny's Child, they went on their final farewell tour. We all remember that tour, the Destiny Fulfilled and Loving It tour. That final album, that Destiny Fulfilled album, oh my God, classic. And they were coming here to Cleveland, to the Gund Arena at the time. Now, you know, they didn't change the name of that arena about like 17 times, but at the time it was the Gund Arena. Right now it's the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. Shout out to the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, the home of the Cleveland Cavaliers. They were coming here for the Destiny Fulfilled and Loving It tour, and I remember that day, I had the CD, my auntie had the CD as well, and I was in the kitchen. I was about like 14 years old. I was washing the dishes, and my aunt called. She was like, oh my God, I love this CD so much. Now, mind you, like I said, I knew that they were coming. I knew that Destiny's Child was coming to Cleveland. I mean, hello. But I remember my aunt calling like, oh my God, this CD is so good. It's like, I'm going online right now to buy my ticket to the concert. And I was like, that's cool, that's what's up. Now I'm studying washing the dishes. And my sister popped up and she said, Auntie, get me a ticket too. I want to go, and it's going down. Like, and I'll pay you back when I get paid. Now, my sister always kept a job at 14, so she always had money. And I was happy for her too. I was like, okay, that's cool, that's what's up. And then my mom, she came into the kitchen while I was washing the dishes. And she told me, she was like, now you know that I'm not going to let you miss that concert. That, every time I think about it, I just keep hearing her say that. Because, mind you, out of my family, I'm the biggest Destiny's Child, biggest Beyonce fan. I was a stan. I loved everything about those women. Oh my God. But I was cool with just having a CD. I was like, I don't have a job. I'm not finna, you know what I'm saying, be mad because I'm not going, it's all good. Y'all go ahead and do your thing. But my mother, she came and she remembered. She was like, I know that my son loves these girls, okay? And I am not finna let him miss this concert at all. She made everything so special. That meant so much to me. As a grown man, I came back years later. Because I ain't gonna lie, I'm an emotional person. I should have been born in July. I should have been a Cancer. But I'm an emotional person, and I think about special things that special people or anybody have done for me. And I remember that situation, and I called her back. I think I was like 24 years old, and I was just thinking about how good my mother is to me. And I just told her, I was like, Mom, you know, I just thank you for that. Like that, I just remembered that, and it got me emotional because it was bigger than Destiny's Child. It was bigger than Beyonce. I keep on saying Destiny's Child, Beyonce is one group, but Beyonce and Destiny's Child. But no, it was bigger than Destiny's Child. It was the fact that she knew how much I loved them. Everything about me was them. And my mother made that special, and she made sure that I was at that concert, third row, which was the last Destiny's Child concert. Because they haven't done anything else after that. I mean, they came together for reunions here and there. Just little quick little performances. They'll show up. You know, we seen it, you know. But it wasn't no concert. If I would have missed that, I wouldn't have never ever had the opportunity to see Destiny's Child, my favorite group of all time, live. Come on. Like, and my mother made sure that I was there. I will never forget that. That's one of the many things that my mother has done. She has made everything so special in my life, just like that, on that level. And then some. So I will never forget my mother. I will see her again. She is resting in heaven on the cloud right now. She's just talking. My mother right now has everything that she has ever deserved right now as we speak. She's enjoying it. And I miss my mother. I'm thankful. You guys, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Keep praying for me and my family. We're getting through. I know I can speak for myself more so. I'm getting through it. I want to thank everybody who has prayed for my family, everybody who has been there for my family, everybody who has dropped off food, money, prayers, stopping by just to, to check on my father. Because my father he lost his life partner. They've been together for 40 years. So my father took that pretty hard, We all did, but my father, he's still dealing with it, man. Like, that's his life partner. They shared to, I couldn't even imagine. So thank you to everybody who checked on my father. I had to sit on that one for a minute, man, because that one is really tough. I gotta tell you, my heart was really broken from my father, man. My heart was chewed up and spit out for my father. Oh my God. Excuse the text messages coming through on my phone. But I say that now at the end of the video. But yeah, my father. My father, my heart was broken for him. And so keep praying for my father throughout this time. Because his healing process is going a tad bit slow, man, because he's right there. He's still living in the house that they share. He's still sleeping in the same bed that they slept in. He's looking at her stuff every single day. Her clothes in the closet, her cookware in the kitchen, because my mother was a phenomenal cook. That was her thing. The cooking was her heartbeat. So he sees that when he goes into the kitchen to make his coffee. My heart was broken for him. I'm sorry. Moving right on, because that's a tough one. 40 years, y'all, together, those two. And thank you to Mount Hebron, my church, me, my sister, and my brother's home church. When I tell y'all that I am so unbelievably and humbly grateful for the service that you guys put together for my mother. You guys celebrated my mother. Pastor Judas C. Early, man, that eulogy that you gave for my mother, bro, I gotta tell you from my heart, like that was I mean, it was so fulfilling. You celebrated her because you know her. You experienced my mother. You've met her. You've known her for as long as you've known us. And I just thank you, sir, for your words, your strength, your prayers, for showing up to the house. Thanks, man, for real. Seriously. And everybody else, man, I thank you. We all thank you. Yeah, so that's about it. I'm back, y'all. I know that y'all understand what happened. I know y'all got to understand what happened. Like, I lost my mom. I've been gone away. But y'all, I'm about to hit these videos aggressively like I did back in 2018 when I was giving y'all them skits. Because my mama wanted me to do this. My mama was one of my biggest YouTube fans. She loved everything about my craft. Everything. So I'm finna hit it hard. I'm bringing y'all the skits back. I'm bringing y'all the story times. I'm bringing y'all some mukbangs with some good old grubbing going down. All of that stuff is back, y'all. I'm going harder than ever in the paint. Y'all, my motto is gonna be to keep my mama smiling from heaven. And I need y'all to do it. So I'm gonna need for y'all to hit that subscribe button right now. I'm gonna need for y'all to like this video right now for my mama. Like this one for Robin right now. Lift her up. Show love all on this thing, y'all. And I'm just gonna get it, y'all. It's been so many amazing things that has happened. I will reveal those over time. You guys, so many opportunities came to me recently that I can't talk about. I want to tell you right now, but for legal reasons, I cannot tell you guys the things that I was a part of just recently. But man, I can't wait to tell you guys. But y'all, like I always say, be fly, be lit, don't let nobody stop you. Cause truth be told, they wanna be just like you. And we done been through enough stuff in life to know that everything always gonna be alright. So keep your head up, and up. Y'all don't forget to subscribe, like, smash that like button, share this with your friends. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.